Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Gaming Daddy channel. It's been a while. I've been really busy, but I've been keeping my ears to the ground and my eyes open with Marvel's Avengers, and I wanted to just talk a little bit about it and pretty much hear your feedback on this game. Now, I've been following this game for the past few months on my other channel, covering some superhero, content. And this is one game where the developers have shown, some level of development, some level of, and when I say development, I mean some level of promise and progress, in the sense that when they first started revealing the game, people were giving a lot of input and feedback. They did some closed door events. They showed a trailer in E3 and people said, what kind of trailer is this? And then in the event where they, had the press, they showed some gameplay and the press said, yo, show some of this gameplay to your fans. And they went ahead and actually did that. And people were able to get a little bit more at ease and, increase a little bit of excitement. And so what we have now is a forum that they've put together called the War Table, which they've actually been using to set, the pace and the tone for the marketing and kind of the, outreach and informational dissemination before the release of the game. So I think this is basically the second War Table that's public, I think. And what they've done is they've talked more about the beta. Now, this beta is a really weird one because it's a pre-order incentive. If you, if you pre-order, I think you get early access depending on the version that you pre-order, and then you also get the beta, which I'm not really a fan of, to be very frank with you. But I've done the same thing in the Division before, so sure. I mean, I'm not a fan of it, but I've done it before from one of my favorite games, so I'm not gonna try to, say, oh, this is not right, even though I feel deep down that it's not right. But I really would love to play the beta. So I'll be pre-ordering the game, and that's basically it. Another thing, too, is you got to be on the PlayStation, I think. So for those of you who don't have a PlayStation, now I'm just joking. It's just one of those things where I think they have kind of some dealings with Sony, and I didn't really like this because, to be honest with you, y'all know that I like playing on both PC and PlayStation, and if I had the opportunity to play the beta first on my PC, I would have been happy to actually do that, pre-purchase or pre-order the game on PC and play it on there, because there you get some more customization graphics. I have the option to play with a keyboard if I wanted to, and a mouse, just if I wanted to. I mean, this is a game I'll probably play with a controller, but it's nice to have that kind of option. And who knows, there might be keyboard support on console, but at that point, I've already made up my mind how I want to play. But what's really interesting, with all of this is it seems like this development team is gearing up for what this game is in their purview to be, which is an MMO style game. Now, when I say an MMO style game, I don't mean an MMO game. I mean a game that has this co-op style play, community play, matchmaking, where you can run missions with people. And so kind of an RPG cooperative game, if you get what I mean. This is where the community seems to be being built up from, because this War Table, I think the developers are going to be using it to reach out to the community about updates, about different things that are happening in the game. And the game seems like it's going to take the pace of Destiny or other games that have that, I wouldn't call it looter shooter, but, a game where you can progress your character in somewhat of an infinite or changing dynamic universe. So there will be bad guys added, there will be maps added, story, and missions or something coupled as the game starts to go. And this is the plan that they intend to use. Now, we do know that these kinds of games can provide some red flags, case in point, Anthem, but Crystal Dynamics does already have a good reputation with the gaming community. And, we'd have to take them at their word if we have looked at their record in the past few years. Now, we're not trusting them. We're just saying, okay, if you say this is what we're going to be getting, we're going to find out more information. We're going to know what we're going to be getting. But there are some things that I also have to point out, though. Even if I did say I was going to be pre-ordering the game, if you're thinking about the game and you're iffy on it, then there's something I heard about how long the beta is going to be and what's going to be included in the beta. And to be very honest, I didn't really feel that the beta was going to provide a lot of gameplay of the story, and I fear that the content that's gonna be coming out might not be that much sufficient on release. I hope I'm wrong. I'm not saying this to kind of stare up or whatever. No, that's not my, that's not my goal. My goal is to just, point out how I actually do feel about this. But what's going to shed more light is when people actually start getting their hands on the game, then we'll know what the story mission looks like. In many cases, your story missions, in games like this anyways, I'm judging from the Division. The Division takes or can take you about 20 to 30 hours to do your story mission, and to kind of level up your character to a decent place, and then you start dealing with end game content. And so this is what I would love to see. If they can even get it up to 20 hours, or if the end game content continues to recycle and you can play over and over again and play with friends and all that, then it looks like it should be fun. There's nothing crazy about it, but the promise and kind of of bringing in new content needs to be fulfilled on time. And I think if they can do a decent job, it might provide, players who are playing some kind of RPG looter shooter who feel maybe disenfranchised to, want to try it. They might maybe say, okay, let me give this game a shot. Perhaps it has something. Some people have reacted though and responded that from what they've seen, it doesn't make them feel excited about the game, but who knows? Once the game comes out, I guess we'll be able to see. And then another thing too is, as a Division player, someone who plays a game that continues to go on and on and on, and you look for gear, you look for loot and all that stuff, I wonder if this game would also be appealing to other Division players in that sense. And I think the biggest side is it's not a shooter, and Division has so many things that really makes it unique. So they're not the same game in essence, but they do carry some of the same overarching themes. And I don't know if this is going to appeal to players that play the Division. And the game, what's even what makes things even much more complex is the game's being compared to Destiny and Destiny 2. Now, when I saw that comparison, I said, I hope they're comparing it in structure and progression, because again, both games are very different. And, it seems like the Destiny model is more likely, not because people are trying to, connect it, but from a business perspective, Destiny has run a successful model for a good number of years. And so if anybody was to make a game that they wanted players to continue to log in every day to play, they will be better served to pattern that game according to Destiny than many other games out there, especially if they're not in the same genre. So it's like they're trying to latch on to a trend, and the closest sensible trend is what Destiny has set. I think the Division would have set its own pace for other games to be able to come in and also latch on, but that development firm and the publisher did not seem to really have the grasp on what they wanted to do with the game in today's market. So it's a game that I'm looking out for. My excitement level is like 5 out of 10, but my interest is still there. I will be happy to play the game, happy to play the beta, happy to talk about the game, with you guys and discuss different aspects of the game. Hopefully in future I can do it. I would love to do it nonetheless. I don't know if I'll have the time, but I wish to have the time because I think it's an interesting game. I mean, think about people who enjoy superhero names, who enjoy superhero themes, who enjoy what these kinds of franchises can bring into video games. That makes things really fresh. We're all used to the cinematic and the animated and the comic universe of these things. It's nice for once in a while for Marvel games to come into the picture in this kind of setting. I mean, I know there are other ones on mobile, Nintendo, and the fighting games, but those games are very niche in my opinion. So I feel like it's nice that Marvel is widening their reach and coming to this aspect of gaming, and we as gamers, some of us anyways, are looking towards it. There's a little excitement towards it. I've been looking at numbers on YouTube. I think it's something that many of us can rally around, but at the end of the day, we still need to gain more information, more than just skins and the different modes and all of that, and that's what's going to be coming around very soon. And I know many of us that are looking forward to the game, we're kind of, either decided or undecided or indifferent about it, and many of us are going to be waiting for a sale anyways. So either way, you will be hearing a little bit more about this game from me. Either I'll talk about it here on the Gamey Daddy channel or my other channel, the Video Game High School channel. So I appreciate you guys very much. Like I said, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I really want to hear what you guys think because I want to gauge what the excitement level is. That's one of the ways that I go. I'm making videos for you guys. I'm not making videos for myself. I'm not making it for, maybe if I'm making it for someone potentially out there, but it's basically you guys I'm here to serve with information and, coverage of these games. So I appreciate you guys' time and audience. I'll get out of your hair right now. Hopefully we'll see in another video much sooner than the past few days. Peace.